For me, it was a no-brainer to work with TOG on a filleting knife because I'm a seafood chef, and I've been hunting for that knife that's just that perfect balance between, you know, prepping smaller fish and bigger fish. And I don't think there's one on the market, but there is now.
What was obviously missing from our range was a fish knife. We didn't have one at all. We were trying to create the best filleting knife we possibly could, and that meant no compromise. So we've just gone all out on a filleting knife and optimised the design so that it is as good for filleting fish as it possibly could be. Nathan's obviously someone I've respected for a long time and a man at the top of his game. Very, very focused on quality, but also sustainability. That's important.
So when I got a chance to work with TOG on this knife, I wanted it to be a knife that could be used for Western food culture, because I find Japanese actual designs knives, you know, actual ones that are used in Japan, very different to the ones that we use in Western kitchens. So it's very important that we came up with something that worked with our food culture. I think we've come up with it. You know, it's a brilliant knife. It's got the flexibility that you want, it's got the sturdiness that you want, it has the length, the size. You can prepare so many different species of fish with it, and I think people will be generally surprised how good it is.
Nathan has come up with ideas and specific, like it needs to be this long because it needs to fillet this fish, and had a lot more practical input into the design.
So when we were designing the knife together, we had lots of prototypes, lots of different to's and fro's with different knives, trying different blades, different handles.
The filleting knife is used very differently to like a santoku or a chef knife. What we came up with was a longer handle, slightly different shape, and a hook that you can get your little finger in and pull as you're filleting the fish. So we needed to look at every aspect of that design and actually change it quite a bit from what you would expect to see from a TOG knife.
When you're holding it, you've got to be quite firm when you're filleting fish. So therefore, you don't want to slide onto the blade or slide off the handles. And the one we finally come on, the one that people will be buying, I was using for a good sort of 3 or 4 months, and I just got so used to it. It's a beautiful knife.
TOG knives have been made with multi-layer steel, so built around the principle of the samurai sword. You've got a hard central core protected by softer, stronger layers of steel on either side. That approach doesn't work for filleting because you need more flexibility. You need a springy nature to the steel. So we've come up with a high quality Japanese steel, which is single layer, and that gives you the springiness that you need for filleting.
You'll need a knife like this. Everybody needs a good filleting knife in their collection.
My approach in creating TOG was to make a product that will work fantastically in a professional kitchen environment, and that is such a tough environment that if a product will work there, then it will definitely work at home.
When Bert contacted me, that one of the main things was I didn't want to stick my name on a knife. I wanted to work with someone, I wanted to work with Bert and the guys at TOG and come out with a knife that actually genuinely, does what I want it to.
I mean, it's a privilege to work with Nathan and create something new that we know performs the way it does is just one of the joys of my job.
So it's really important that partnership and that relationship is genuine. It's not just one of these chefy things where you're going to get paid and stick your name on it. It's genuine. It took 18 months at least to actually come up with this knife, and I think we've done it. I think we cracked it. What made me really happy was the chefs in my kitchen. We've got about 10 chefs all fighting to use it. So that's a good sign. It means it's a good product, it's a good knife, and I think we've come up with something very special.